Are you considering that dream vacation you've been planning for retirement? This 73-year-old woman thought her European cruise would be the perfect way to celebrate her golden years. And what happened next shocked her entire family. After analyzing travel data from over 15,000 seniors, researchers have discovered 5 hidden dangers that make travel after 70 significantly more risky than most people realize. What you're about to learn could save you from financial ruin, serious health complications, or worse. These aren't just minor inconveniences or travel headaches. They're life-altering situations that can transform your retirement dreams into devastating nightmares. The 5th danger is particularly shocking because travel insurance companies see it in 80% of senior travel claims, yet most people over 70 have never even heard of it. What you discover today could be the difference between a safe, enjoyable trip and a catastrophic experience that haunts your golden years. You clicked because you want to understand the real risks of traveling after 70. But you're also getting crucial information about how to recognize warning signs before you book your next trip. Plus, the 5th danger at the end could save you from the most common travel disaster that costs seniors an average of $32,000. 68% of adults over 70 experience serious travel-related complications during their first post-retirement trip. But it doesn't have to be this way. These 5 discoveries aren't just about avoiding problems. They're about understanding how aging affects every aspect of travel, from your body's ability to handle stress, to your vulnerability, to financial predators who specifically target senior travelers. Each danger reveals something crucial about why the travel industry doesn't always have your best interests at heart, especially when you're most vulnerable. Stay until the end, because this information could prevent you from making costly mistakes that destroy your retirement savings. And if you know someone planning travel after 70, this could be exactly what they need to hear. Danger number 1: medication complications in foreign healthcare systems. This next one will transform how you think about prescription safety while traveling. What I'm about to share will change your approach to international health preparation forever. Meet Patricia, a 76-year-old retired librarian who carefully organized her medications for a 2-week Mediterranean cruise. She had pill organizers, doctor's notes, and even researched pharmacies at each port. Patricia felt completely prepared until she experienced an unexpected medication reaction in Greece that local doctors couldn't properly treat because they didn't understand her complex prescription history. Here's what Patricia discovered: foreign healthcare providers often lack access to your complete medical records and may not understand dangerous interactions between your current medications and emergency treatments. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that medication errors increase by 200% when seniors receive care outside their home healthcare system. Scientists at the International Travel Medicine Association discovered that 74% of serious senior travel emergencies involve prescription complications that could have been prevented with proper preparation. How can you tell if you're at risk for medication complications while traveling? Pay attention to taking multiple daily prescriptions for chronic conditions like heart disease, diabetes, or blood pressure. You might notice that your medications require refrigeration or specific timing that could be disrupted by travel schedules. You could also be taking medications that interact dangerously with common travel treatments like antibiotics or altitude sickness drugs. These aren't just minor considerations. They're critical safety factors that can determine whether emergency medical care helps or harms you. The good news is that proper medical preparation can eliminate most prescription-related travel risks. Start by scheduling a comprehensive travel consultation with your doctor at least 6 weeks before departure, and gradually compile a detailed medical summary including all medications, dosages, and known allergies in both English and the local language of your destination. Throughout your planning process, research medical facilities at your destination and verify they can access international prescription databases. The beautiful part is that thorough preparation often reveals health improvements you can make before traveling, and you can actually use travel planning as motivation to optimize your overall health management. If you've ever worried about managing complex medications while away from your regular pharmacy, you know how overwhelming international prescription logistics can become. But this is nothing compared to what comes next. Danger number 2, cognitive decline acceleration from travel stress. This one might surprise you because it reveals how travel stress can trigger rapid mental decline in vulnerable seniors. Here's something that will shock you about aging and cognitive resilience. Consider William and Vivian, both 78 years old. William takes familiar annual trips to the same lake house and maintains his mental sharpness, while Vivian attempts ambitious international adventures and experiences noticeable memory problems after each trip. The difference: William's routine travel supports cognitive stability, while Vivian's complex travel creates overwhelming stress that accelerates age-related mental decline. Here's the reality: intensive travel experiences can trigger stress responses that permanently damage aging brain cells and accelerate cognitive decline in seniors already experiencing mild mental changes. Studies conducted at Yale University found that complex travel involving multiple time zones, language barriers, and unfamiliar environments increases cortisol levels in seniors by 300% compared to routine activities. Researchers have found that prolonged elevated cortisol directly damages the hippocampus, the brain region responsible for memory formation and spatial navigation. What are the warning signs that travel stress is affecting your cognitive health? Watch for feeling unusually confused or disoriented in new environments beyond normal adjustment periods. You may experience difficulty remembering recent conversations, directions, or daily routines while traveling that you handle easily at home. You could also notice increased anxiety about simple decisions like reading maps, ordering food, or following schedules that never bothered you before. Some people experience persistent mental fatigue or feeling overwhelmed by information that would normally seem manageable. These signals indicate that travel demands are exceeding your brain's current processing capacity. Here's the empowering truth: you can travel in ways that support rather than threaten your cognitive health. Begin with choosing destinations and activities that provide gentle stimulation rather than overwhelming complexity. And over time, build travel experiences that incorporate familiar routines and adequate rest periods. During your travel planning, prioritize trips that include cognitive supports like guided tours, written itineraries, and accommodations that reduce decision-making stress. What's wonderful is that well-planned travel can actually support brain health through appropriate stimulation, and you'll discover that enjoyable travel doesn't require pushing your mental limits to dangerous extremes. Those of us who have experienced travel-related confusion recognize how important it is to match travel complexity to our current capabilities. However, what I'm about to share is even more powerful. Danger number 3, emergency evacuation insurance gaps that bankrupt families. This particular danger is crucial because it reveals how insurance companies deliberately create coverage gaps that leave senior travelers financially vulnerable. What I'm about to share will help you understand the hidden costs that can destroy your retirement savings. Picture this: Herbert, a 74-year-old engineer who purchased comprehensive travel insurance for his African safari, believing he was fully protected. When Herbert suffered a heart attack in a remote area, he discovered that his policy excluded helicopter evacuations over certain distances and wouldn't cover the specialized cardiac flight needed to save his life. What happened next revealed how insurance companies use technical exclusions to avoid paying for the most expensive senior travel emergencies. What Herbert learned changed everything. Travel insurance policies contain deliberately complex exclusions designed to deny coverage for the exact emergencies that seniors are most likely to experience. According to the Consumer Federation of America, approximately 56% of senior travel insurance claims are denied due to pre-existing condition clauses, activity restrictions, or geographic limitations that aren't clearly explained during purchase. Clinical studies show that emergency medical evacuations from remote locations average between $150,000 and $400,000, costs that can bankrupt most families when insurance claims are denied. The signs of inadequate travel insurance coverage include policies that seem unusually inexpensive compared to others or don't require detailed health questionnaires. You might notice coverage that excludes specific activities you're planning or has geographic restrictions for certain types of emergencies. Some policies limit evacuation coverage to the nearest medical facility rather than transport to appropriate care in your home country. You could also discover that coverage excludes complications from pre-existing conditions, even if the immediate emergency seems unrelated. These indicators show that your insurance may not protect you when you need it most. What's hopeful is that understanding insurance tactics allows you to purchase genuine protection rather than false security. You can start today by working with travel insurance specialists who focus on senior coverage and understand the specific risks older travelers face, and progressively compare multiple policies to identify comprehensive coverage without dangerous exclusions. Within your planning process, verify that emergency evacuation includes transport to appropriate medical facilities regardless of distance or cost. The rewarding aspect is that proper insurance coverage provides genuine peace of mind rather than false confidence, and you'll realize that investing in quality protection prevents financial catastrophe during medical emergencies. Anyone who has faced insurance claim denials understands how vulnerable inadequate coverage leaves families during medical crises. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Yet this pales in comparison to what follows. Danger number 4, blood clot formation during extended travel. This one is especially important because it shows how seemingly harmless activities like long flights or bus tours can trigger life-threatening medical emergencies. Most people never realize how dramatically aging affects circulation during travel. Meet Irene and Frank, both 75 years old and planning their dream cross-country road trip. Irene takes regular breaks, walks frequently, and wears compression stockings during their journey without experiencing problems. Frank prefers to minimize stops and sits for hours at a time to cover more distance quickly. By day 3, Frank developed severe leg pain and swelling that turned out to be deep vein thrombosis, requiring emergency hospitalization. Here's what Irene learned. Extended periods of immobility during travel dramatically increase blood clot formation in seniors due to age-related changes in circulation, blood composition, and vessel elasticity. Research from Johns Hopkins University shows that adults over 70 have a 400% higher risk of developing travel-related blood clots compared to younger travelers. Scientists at the American Heart Association discovered that sitting for more than 4 hours without movement allows blood to pool in leg veins, creating conditions where clots form rapidly in aging circulatory systems. How do you know if you're developing travel-related circulation problems? Look out for unusual leg pain, swelling, or warmth that develops during or shortly after long periods of sitting. You may experience shortness of breath, chest pain, or rapid heartbeat that seems unrelated to physical exertion. You could also notice that one leg becomes noticeably more swollen than the other, or develop skin discoloration in your lower legs during travel. Some people experience sudden dizziness or fainting spells that coincide with long travel days. These aren't just travel discomfort, they're potentially life-threatening circulation emergencies. The positive news is that simple movement strategies can dramatically reduce blood clot risks during travel. Make your first move by planning regular movement breaks every 2 hours during any form of extended travel. And step by step incorporate leg exercises, hydration schedules, and compression wear into your travel routine. Within your normal travel schedule, prioritize aisle seats on planes, request stops during bus tours, and choose accommodations that encourage walking rather than prolonged sitting. The satisfying result is that movement-focused travel often enhances rather than detracts from the overall experience. And you'll experience how much better you feel when circulation remains healthy throughout your journey. People who have experienced circulation problems can relate to how frightening sudden leg pain or breathing difficulties can become during travel. But the following danger is the most crucial. Danger number 5, senior-targeted travel fraud and identity theft. Now, for the most important danger. This one is particularly devastating because it reveals how criminals specifically design elaborate schemes to target senior travelers when they're most vulnerable. Most people focus on physical health risks, but ignore the sophisticated financial predators who view senior travelers as perfect victims. Let me tell you about Eileen, 79 years old and excited about her first international trip since her husband passed away. Eileen received what appeared to be a legitimate travel booking confirmation that requested her to update payment information through a secure-looking website. She provided her credit card details, social security number, and even her travel itinerary, thinking she was protecting her reservation. Everything seemed normal until Eileen discovered that criminals had used her identity to book expensive trips, open credit accounts, and access her banking information while she was traveling and couldn't monitor her accounts. Here's what Eileen discovered: travel-related identity theft targets seniors because criminals know they often travel with large amounts of cash, have substantial savings, and may be less familiar with digital security threats that increase during travel. Evidence from the Federal Trade Commission proves that seniors lose an average of $47,000 to travel-related fraud schemes, with identity theft representing 68% of these cases. Researchers have found that criminals specifically target older travelers through fake booking confirmations, fraudulent travel insurance offers, and identity harvesting schemes disguised as legitimate travel services. What should you watch for regarding travel-related fraud targeting seniors? Be aware of unexpected emails or calls requesting personal information to confirm travel reservations you've already made. Common experiences include receiving urgent messages about payment problems that require immediate credit card updates or being contacted by travel companies you don't remember booking with. You might encounter overly helpful strangers at airports or tourist areas who ask detailed questions about your travel plans, accommodations, or financial arrangements. Some people receive fake travel emergency calls claiming that family members need money while traveling. These symptoms indicate that criminals are attempting to gather information or money through travel-related deception. Here's the empowering truth: understanding fraud tactics makes you nearly immune to travel-related financial crimes. Start by verifying all travel-related communications through official company phone numbers rather than responding to unsolicited emails or calls, and gradually develop security habits that protect your identity and finances throughout your travel experience. Throughout your travel planning and execution, limit the personal information you share with strangers and monitor your financial accounts more frequently than usual. The beautiful part is that security awareness often enhances rather than restricts travel enjoyment, and you can travel with confidence knowing that you're protected against the financial predators who target vulnerable seniors. If you've ever felt concerned about financial security while traveling, you understand how important it is to protect your identity and savings from sophisticated criminals. This alone could prevent the financial devastation that destroys many seniors' retirement security through travel-related fraud. Final thoughts. Looking back, these 5 hidden dangers reveal that travel after 70 requires a completely different approach than the adventurous trips of your younger years. These discoveries aren't just about limiting your experiences, they're about protecting your health, finances, and independence so you can continue enjoying life safely. The good news is that every single one of these dangers is manageable with proper preparation and realistic planning. You're not powerless against travel risks. The choices you make about medical preparation, stress management, insurance coverage, circulation protection, and financial security can transform travel from dangerous to delightful. If you've recognized potential vulnerabilities in your own travel planning, know that awareness is your greatest protection and that small adjustments create enormous safety improvements. Tonight or today, take one concrete step to improve your travel safety, whether that's scheduling a medical consultation, researching comprehensive insurance, planning movement breaks, or implementing financial security measures. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to having you join us again in the next video.